welcome back to the channel. I hope you're having a great day, a blessed day, and getting 1% better than yesterday, and breaking free from anything that's holding you back from becoming the best version of yourself and having the best day ever. I am in the process of becoming the best version of myself. I've been still stringing along the best days ever pretty consistently and enjoying the process. What have I been up to lately? I made $282 last week. Uber Eats, Spark, Walmart, and Instacart. That was huge, and $30 mowing the lawn, so that got me over $300. Not even counting the receipts that I scanned into the apps and the reselling that I did. Check out my Instagram page, JB Breaks Free. You can see a lot of the stuff that I'm selling, pictures of it, kind of some bolos to look out for. I had a good weekend finding stuff on Saturday. I can't even really keep up with it all. I found a lot of vintage sweatshirts, Champion, and old NFL stuff. Some really cheap sneakers I'm going to flip. And then the fun part in the game for me is trying to keep up with it. I got some stuff lying around, a couple pairs of sneakers, a bunch of 45s. I have a Pyrex bowl I got to show you. $0.50. When you see this pattern, dive on it like it's a fumble in football. This is beautiful shape. Just a little bit of grime around the edge, which is going to be seen. I got a magic eraser. I'm going to hit it. I don't think you want a magic eraser this stuff, but I think right around here, this is going $30, $40. That is 50 cents. I got this vintage Champion sweatpants, and it was like $1 and $3, so I had $4.50. I have a $4 pile, or a $4.50 pile. Where you take four? Sure, everyone's going to drop that 50 cents, and so I got that $40 item for free. Who couldn't use an extra $40? Not to mention the other stuff that I found. I was just in a good zone and ran into some good sales where stuff was cheap. Some people are selling hats and shirts for $5, $10, $15. It's like, sell it on eBay if that's what you want to do. When you can go to a sale where stuff's $1 and 50 cents, those are the ones that you dream about. But it's all good. I'm gonna have a fun time doing some ancestry genealogy today. I found out that my grandpa's grandpa was in the Civil War in the New York State 8th Regiment Heavy Artillery. I saw his name in the muster lineup. Just really cool, and to see some artifacts in auctions or whatever, or eBay artifacts that have to do with the New York State 8th Regiment Heavy Artillery. To think he could have touched that, or he might have been in one of those random photos, or he knew the people in those photos. It's just crazy. And then his father, from Barrett's side, from Quebec, probably the first one to come over. Some of my mom's side came over from Italy. Barrett's came over from Quebec, and then there's Irish on my grandma's side. It's pretty mind-blowing, and it kind of stops and takes your breath away when you see the names of those people, and you're on that list, and he was a Civil War bullet. He survived the Civil War, and if he didn't, none of us would be here right now, and none of my family, or it would just be crazy just to think of the odds that all of our ancestors had to eclipse to get us to this moment right day. It's truly humbling. I don't know if that's the right word, but it just takes your breath away. But so I'm going to have some fun doing that too, and of course lots of other stuff. I just have so much fun doing my own thing. But the topics I want to talk about today are, let's take some action right now. Get out a pen, get out a paper. I've done the same. And write down 4 actions that you need to take that you've been putting off. It's not easy. It's not easy. Who's going to do it? 4 actions that you need to take that you've been putting off. Seize the day right now, these actions too. So I came up with just a bunch to just kind of get the ball rolling. Lose weight. Going to the doctor. I could go to the doctor. I've been having acid reflux issues. I don't know if it's GERD. I don't know what's going on. My wife's more freaked out about it than I am, but I know that stuff can damage your esophagus. So I could probably go to the doctor for that. But I also think a lot of it was just kind of eating, junk before bed too. So I think, but anyways, it's on the list. Exercising, of course. we've been putting that off. Saving money, quitting smoking, playing with the kids, any bucket list items that you've been putting off, standing up for yourself. Have you been putting that off? Making that call to friends or family, loved one, whatever that call is. Telling somebody that you love them. Sometimes we can put that off. Spending time with someone you care about. Speaking of grandparents, I could have spent more time. I feel like I did a pretty good job, but you always want to spend that time. So spend that time with the people who are here now. If your parents are gone, then your siblings or your friends or your acquaintances, and in this community here, we can make time for each other. Doing what you're passionate about. Have you been putting that off? I know that that's very possible. Do what you're passionate about. And testing, stretching your limits. And that list could go on and on and on. So 4 things that I marked. I could, do lots of those. But 4, lose weight. You guys know I've been working on that. Exercising. I've been putting that off, but I have been doing it lately, as you know. Let's say making that call and testing, stretching my limits. Okay, so there's 4. I could have picked more, and I could have came up with 20 more. If you guys come up with some other ones, let me know. And if you don't want to say exactly in the comments, a lot of the names are anonymous, so it doesn't matter, but be curious to see what actions that you're going to take. Okay, so number 2. So we wrote down 4 things. Losing weight for me, exercising, making that call, testing or stretching your limits. Okay, so next, why haven't I taken that action? What pain, because what drives us in life, what drives humans? Pleasure and pain. That's what's going to drive us, pleasure and pain. So what pain have I linked to taking this action? What pain have I linked in losing weight? That I won't be able, that I have to discipline myself, that I won't be able to taste all the yummy foods like Butterfinger flurries that I love, and root beer floats, and pizza, and carbonara sauce pasta. I do have a smoothie going. Spinach, carrot, blueberry, banana. I don't always put carrot in it. It definitely makes it a lot thicker. I'm also not going to drink it right now because I don't want that stuff in my teeth. But yeah, there's lots of pain associated with losing weight, and that typically a loss of food. Okay, number 2 for me, exercising. Literal pain that usually when I exercise, things hurt. Neuropathy in my feet. For some unknown reason, my left kneecap hurts. My wrists are sore for push-ups. My neck always hurts. I don't really run because I've always had lower back pain. My left shoulder is kind of weak. I'm like a crash test dummy. So I link that pain, that usually if I don't exercise, if I don't put my body through that stuff, but of course it's just a vicious cycle. But I do link that pain. Also, again, discipline yourself, sweating, being overheated, no pain, no gain, right? Even just the regular pain from breaking down muscles and having them build up again. The pain of using muscles that you haven't used in a while. When you start doing air squats, you're going to really awaken those thighs, And so there's pain that I've associated with that. Making that call. I don't know. I guess I could call my friends more. What pain have I associated with not taking that action? Oh, pride that maybe I have to call first, or maybe that I might have felt slighted in a certain way, or the pain of they got something better to do, or they're too busy. There could be lots of pain associated with making that call. And testing, stretching your limits. Why haven't I taken that action? What pain have I linked to this action of testing, stretching my limits? Well, I would have to step out of my comfort zone. Could fail before, maybe I don't want to fail again. And I've been thinking, so I wait tables, and then my backup is the gig work, and all the other little side hustles that I do. One day waiting tables is going to disappear, and then I'm only going to be left with one again. And so I'm trying to find something else as a backup for the gig work. And I've been thinking about different things, about testing and stretching my limits, and there's pain associated with that I don't want to fail again. I failed nursing just because, not because I wasn't smart enough, but I just didn't really have the time, and I guess it really just wasn't for me. But there's other things that I'm thinking about that I might like. I also get really interested in things for a little while, and then that kind of subsides, but we'll see. So that's some of the pain that I have linked to taking that action. Okay, so part 3. What pleasure have I been getting by indulging in the negative action? The pleasure from not losing weight is eating whatever I want, tasting that yummy, delicious food in all those flavors. By not exercising, I don't have to put my body through stress. Maybe there's more time to slack off. Watch a show instead of exercising, Making that call. What pleasure have I been indulging in by not making that call, by that negative action? Well, maybe I'll show them, I'm not going to be the one to call. They can call me if they want to hang out. Making that call. Just putting yourself out there. And then what pleasure have I been getting by indulging and making that call? Just kind of maybe being too selfish, too self-centered too. Like, I got to nurture things. Maybe the pleasure has been just, I do enjoy my own time, maybe too much, where I gotta start thinking about others. And then testing, stretching my limits. What pleasure have I gotten from not doing that? Well, the pleasure from not failing, the pleasure from not putting myself out there and trying new things. It's not easy to take action and to have a growth mindset, but there's that. Number 4, what will it cost you if you don't change now? N-O-W. And not just losing weight, I'll be fat. Exercising, I won't be in shape. Making that call, I won't talk to somebody. Testing, stretching my limits, I won't know what I could achieve. No, it's not that, like an addition problem. It's what pain, because it's pleasure and pain, right? Pleasure and pain. What pain will I feel associated with emotion? What pain will I feel by not losing weight? Will have a negative self-image. Know I'm undisciplined. I will feel I'm not living up to my potential. What pain will I get from not going to the doctor? Well, I could have caught something sooner before a heavy, serious issue arise. What pain will I get from not exercising? Maybe the pain of regret of not realizing my full potential, of feeling confident with the body that you would prefer. What pain will I get from not saving money, be in debt? I won't have control of my finances. I'll be stuck in the rat race. What pain will I get from not playing with the kids? I'll miss that time when they're older and I won't feel like I'm the best dad. What pain will I get from not hitting that item on my bucket list? What could have, should have been when you're lying there. No one wishes they worked harder, right? When you're at the end. What pain will I get from not having stood up for myself, that I'll keep taking the BS from whoever it is? What pain will I get from not making that call, that I will lose contact with so-and-so and I won't be happy about that? What pain will I get by not telling somebody that you love them? You'll never get a chance to tell them once they're gone, etc. And what pleasure, finally, will you receive from taking action right now? For losing weight, we can have the smoothie as right now. What pleasure will I receive from taking action right now as far as losing weight goes? I'll feel better. I'll have more energy. I'll be proud of myself. I can be an example for others. I can inspire others. And I'll feel good about myself for doing the right thing. What pleasure will I get from exercising right now? And I've been trying to do 100 modified push-ups a day, 100 air squats, trying to plank for 100 seconds. I want to get into yoga today because those stairs yesterday kind of got me all scrambled in my neck and back. What pleasure will I receive? I'll get endorphins from working out. I'll feel good about myself. I'll know I'm doing the right thing. What pleasure will I get from making that phone call, talking to people who I really care about, reconnecting, doing fun things, talking about things that we have in common. What pleasure will I get by testing, stretching my limits? I'll be able to know my full potential. You know, there's many ways to test and stretch your limits. You can do that financially. You could do that minimalist. You could do that through working out, by having a no-buy thing, by buying used, by trying something new, going someplace new, trying a new career. And it's a test. And if you don't pass the test necessarily, it's not the end of the world. We learn in school that failing tests and that's it, right? You get over there, you suck, you failed. But no, you learn by failing. I failed. I didn't really fail grade-wise in nursing school, but I failed out, dropped out. But I came out of that springboard. I have a tendency to springboard off rock bottom sometimes. We're pretty close to it. And I springboarded there to here. And I came out of nursing school. I almost shudder to think who I was. I was not breaking free while I was in nursing school at all, of anything. And I came out so much more clear and so much more focused. So who knows? Maybe I could fail on this next adventure and it could springboard me to something else. So it just doesn't matter. And who cares anyways what other people think? You're on your own path, your own journey. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you take action now. And seize the day. Break free.